welcome to WMA SOC Student News. I'm Akanksha Srivastava.
And I'm Susma Pradhan. Our last bulletin was all about love. This week, we have a treat for animal lovers.
Yes, Susma. Let's take a look at the headlines. Pesky monkeys on the streets in Delhi are a menace to pedestrians.
Elephants struggle to stay healthy in an urban environment.
And stray dogs are not man's best friend in the city.
Delhi is overrun with monkeys and the city has failed to find an adequate solution to remove them from the streets. Anuj Diwan reports.
Devotees flock to the New Delhi's Hanuman temple every day. Their prayers to the Hindu monkey god are accompanied with feeding the actual monkeys. A vendor at the temple says the monkeys are not a nuisance.
Only a hungry monkey snatches food, otherwise they don't bother. People feed them bananas every day.
The North Delhi Ridge is a haven for monkeys and an environment closest to their natural habitat. At times, the monkeys outnumber the visitors who often try hard to avoid them. Bahadur works as a gardener in the ridge. Part of his job is making sure the monkeys don't attack people.
People have stopped coming to the ridge because the monkeys bite them. Many people have hurt their hands and legs in an attempt to run.
The Sanjay Gandhi Animal Center looks after the injured and sick monkeys. There are about 20,000 monkeys in the capital city of Delhi. While there are some people who believe that monkeys are a menace, those at the Animal Care Center say that humans must be held responsible for the well-being of the animal. The NGO provides an ambulance service to help animals in distress. This happens more frequently as Delhi's wooded area are being built up.
Monkeys do not come near human habitation by choice. They realize they're in danger. They're still forced to come because they are desperate for food.
Animal rights are protected by the Indian Constitution. That, coupled with traditional Hindu beliefs, make it very tough to find an acceptable solution to curb the city's animal population. The question is, what is the solution acceptable to all? With camera person Susma Pradhan, Anuj Diwan, WMA SOC Student News, New Delhi.
A city is no place for elephants. Yet, Delhi is home to 18 of them. Dense traffic, poor handlers and pollution adds to their plight. Namita Sahadevan has more.
40-year-old Lakshmi lives with her mahout under Delhi's ITO bridge on the banks of Yamuna River. Approaching middle age, Lakshmi is one of the few remaining elephants in the capital city. Bought at a trade fair in Bihar for 200,000 rupees, Lakshmi was 18 years old when she was moved to Delhi. Saddam, her mahout, has taken care of the animal ever since he was a boy.
I have been living with the owner since a long time, and that's how I learned how to train elephant. Gradually, the elephant started acknowledging my presence.
Saddam's profession is under threat as animal rights groups and the city government have made it more difficult for elephant owners to keep their animals in the city. Delhi's hot tar roads cause the elephants' feet to crack, while there is little natural food for the beasts to eat. Access to fresh water is another major issue for the city elephants who bathe, play and spend their lives on the banks of one of the most polluted rivers in the world. 10 years back, there were 40 elephants in Delhi, and now just 18 are left. While many died, the others have been relocated to various parts of the country. Lakshmi's owner, Yusuf Ali, alleges the government is lax when it comes to issuing ownership certificates.
My brother owned an elephant that was seized by the wildlife fellows. When they had come to check the papers, they slapped a case on me and the court sentenced me to a jail term of 3 years.
Tito Joseph with the Wildlife Protection Society of India says smuggling of wild elephants from forest areas to different parts of the country is rising.
Most of the domestic elephants have ownership certificates. It depends on the forest departments of each state to verify if an elephant is being used for begging or some other purposes.
The city life is not only affecting their physical well-being, but is also worsening their holistic health conditions. Capable of breaking the iron shackles, these elephants are trained and conditioned to think themselves as captives. With camera person Vinod Kumar, Namita Sahadevan for WMA SOC Student News, New Delhi.
According to the city health reports, last year there were nearly 14,000 dog bite victims in Delhi, and 15 of those people died of rabies. Nikita Jain reports that the stray dogs in the city are a huge problem.
Manju Gupta and Shafali Garg armed themselves before heading out for their daily morning walk. Their worry is not the two-legged variety of thugs, but rather the four-legged ones who are growing in number in their East Delhi neighborhood.
Sometimes we have to carry sticks or pick up stones and even run away to save ourselves from dogs.
Packs of strays lurk in public spaces, street corners and parking lots. These dogs have made residential neighborhoods their homes, chasing cars and barking at people in public areas.
According to latest reports by Indian government and surveys conducted by NGOs, there are nearly 10,000 stray dogs on Delhi streets, out of which 200 are sterilized each day.
The Delhi municipality says the number of strays on streets are not increasing and the government is taking adequate measures to remedy the problem.
We do sterilization to make sure dogs don't breed further, and immunization protects them from rabies.
Ambika Shukla runs an NGO focused on rescuing stray animals in Delhi. Ambika does not believe stray dogs are the menace many people make them out to be.
Dogs have very noble qualities. They are generous, they are loyal, they are loving. They don't ask for anything in return. You give them.
After sterilizing the strays, the NGO drops them back at the area they picked the dogs up from. Reason being, dogs are very territorial and it's mandated by law to deposit them in their neighborhoods. The hope is the number of litters will decrease. But until that happens, Shefali Garg and Manju Gupta will continue carrying sticks for their walks. With camera person Vishakha Saxena, Nikita Jain, WMA and SOC Student News, New Delhi.
Pigeons have been used as messengers for centuries, but their homing skills also make them perfect for racing. Tanya Krishna looks into how these birds are trained to compete.
Royal pigeon racing is an ancient sport once popular in northern India and Pakistan, and the tradition continues today in Old Delhi. Trainers work with their pigeons on rooftops in the Jama Masjid area of the city. Muhammad Hilal is an expert in this ancient art. He has been training pigeons since he was 7. With just a few verbal commands, he can control a flock of 500 birds.
In the flock, we have 40 old pigeons who direct 130 other pigeons.
Hilal has many trophies in this sport. Recently, he won 15,000 rupees for racing 115 pigeons at once, which is a record in Old Delhi's pigeon championships. Hilal buys his pigeon at markets across the country and only uses local pigeon vendors when he doesn't have time to prepare for a race.
The ustads mainly buy the Madrasi pigeons because of their speed and also because it's not easy for the eagles to get hold of them.
Dr. Navneet Kumar says that the pigeons in Jama Masjid are kept illegally and it's inhumane to raise them for profit.
These trainers in Old Delhi don't love the pigeons but keep them for profit. Once the pigeon is old, hurt or sick, they drop them at our doorsteps.
In the evening, Hilal brings his pigeons inside for rest and food so that they are ready for the next day's training. Next month, sometime in March, the trainers will organize a pigeons night race with LED lights tied to the pigeons' legs, so that when they fly, they leave a streak of light in the sky. With camera person Vinod Kumar, Tanya Krishna, WMA SOC Student News, Delhi.
Trafficking of domestic and exotic birds is soaring in India, even though there are strong wildlife protection laws. Vishnu Verma explains.
Abhinav Shrihan is a young wildlife enthusiast who runs an NGO that conducts raids and rescues and fights actively against the illegal trading of birds.
Illegal bird trade markets are very active in north and northeast India, where species like moorhens and falcons are consumed for meat.
According to law, trading of Indian birds is strictly prohibited and offenders face heavy fines and imprisonment of up to 7 years. Traffic India is an arm of the Worldwide Fund for Nature. It ensures that trade is not a threat to the conservation of wildlife in India. Although the trading of Indian birds is prohibited under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, Traffic India surveys show that close to 1 million Indian birds are traded every year in the country. when it comes to exotic birds from outside the country, the Convention on International Trade of Endemic Species allows buying, breeding, and selling. Shahid Khan, a pet shop owner in Vasant Kunj, takes great care in breeding exotic birds like bajrigars and lovebirds.
The government has not yet formulated any law for internal trading of exotic birds which might require a certificate.
Shahid stands as an exception to other pet shop traders who camouflage Indian birds and sell them as exotic birds.
Beginning that Government of India is already working on a legislation, as I was told, and they are in the process of developing legislation how to incorporate the CITES species in the Wildlife Protection Act.
Individuals like Abhinav Shrehan continue to rescue and rehabilitate exotic and Indian birds and protect them from illegal trading. With camera person Indrila Baumik, Vishnu Varma, WMA SOC Student News, New Delhi.
Finding a place to bury a pet in Delhi isn't easy. Now, the capital's pets can finally get a dignified farewell. Delhi is the first city in India to build a crematorium for animals. Gargi Singh reports.
For many lucky pets, life is an endless spa. Pet owners go great lengths to pamper their pooches, and when their beloved animals die, death comes with dignity. Most people in Delhi live in apartments or don't have gardens to bury their pets, but organizations such as Jeev Ashram on the Delhi border provide a burial ground for the pets. The service comes with a plaque bearing the pet's name and the owner's message on it, which becomes a part of the surrounding wall. Like in any burial ground, space is an issue. At some point, space will run out in this pet burial ground. For those of you who do not get a space here, there is another option, pet crematoriums. In Chhatarpur is Paws to Heaven, an electric crematorium for pets. This facility was started by the Pet Animal Welfare Society, which recognizes the need of pet owners to perform their pets' last rites with dignity.
Many people, they are using it and they are very happy because
when we bury pets, other dogs can scavenge the grave and increase the risk of rabies and distemper viruses being transferred to other pets and strays. Cremating the pet takes care of this issue.
Dr. Sharma says pet owners are given the ashes in a pot. Some spread the ashes in the garden and some immerse them in the holy Ganga river. Duffy, a resident of Greater Kailash in Delhi, was cremated at the Paws crematorium last year. Duffy belonged to the Suri family and died unexpectedly.
These pets are a part of the family and you would like to give them the best when they depart because they are close to your heart.
All this comes for a fee, which ranges from 3,000 to 5,000 rupees. With camera person Sucharita Sen, Gargi Singh, WMA and SOC Student News, New Delhi.
Akansha, the weather has been unpredictable these last few days. Let's check with our expert. Hi Vinod.
After a long winter spell, Delhi is slowly getting warmer. Hello everyone. Let's have a look at the weather. The city recorded a minimum temperature of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum temperature of 26 degrees. Mumbai remains warm and sunny as usual with a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius and a maximum temperature of 30 degrees. Sunny day ahead in Kolkata with the minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature of 30 degrees. Finally Chennai, where the sky will be partly cloudy, the minimum and maximum temperatures will be between 23 and 31 degrees Celsius. That's all folks, have a pleasant day.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching.
Also thanks to the team that brought the show together.
What?